And we're live. I'm live. I'm alive. How many times can I annoyingly say the word live? Let's see. I already have YouTube muted, I'm pretty sure. We are live. And I hope comments are working this week, because the last time I did this, comments weren't working on StreamYard. But we'll see. We'll keep both tabs open, just in case. I'm pretty sure Dredd is going to be joining me relatively soon. Welcome back, anybody out there. I know I think it's been a little bit, right? Since I've really did a live streamer, and my Twitter's been kind of quiet too. Been kind of, and here is the man, the myth, the legend. Hello there.
I'm alive for once, right?
Hello there, Mr. Dredd. You are alive. You have so much hair right now. I don't think I've ever seen you with so much hair.
Not for long.
Not for long. We're about to fall into Weed Whacker. Speaking of which, I need to cut. This is the people that need to trim podcast live stream. Welcome back, anybody out there.
So I see you went live without me. Thanks.
Oh, sorry. It popped up.
You had to be on time.
Listen, I'm so dedicated. I'm so good at dedication, as you know. Every time I say I'm gonna make a new video, it totally gets made right away.
Right? It's all right. I'm on like 6 months and I haven't made anything.
Yeah, the J Chip Show has been making the most content of the Sugoi Boyz.
Yeah, how does that make you feel?
Shitty. happy for the J Chip Show. Me and him still have not finished Karno Kyokai, by the way, and it's been like 2 years.
It's okay. You finished Chobits at least.
Yeah, and I think I could probably wait another year, and it would still be less time than what it took for me to finish Chobits. Well, hopefully J Chip is watching at least. I guess like always, talk about what I've been watching is kind of what I'm mainly going to talk about. But I also did start something recently, a recommendation from a lot of people, I guess. But most notably, one of the guys on my Overwatch team kept pushing it on me. And while he's not a patron, I finally gave in. And I watched episode 1 of JoJo's Part 1.
Oh.
So that is that. So that started. Poor Danny. My man Danny, who I thought was gonna be an integral character. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I hope that comes back. But I hope the spirit of Danny comes back in some form.
I guess he kind of does in Part 7, but Part 7's a new story.
Oh, God damn it. Rip Danny, dude. Never forget. Never forget Danny from JoJo's episode 1. If anything I take from episode 1, it was the poor dog. No, but it was pretty good. It was what I sort of thought episode 1 of JoJo's might be, although I kind of expected it to be a little more ridiculous just from the art that I've seen from JoJo's.
It gets more ridiculous. Part 1's a little tame in comparison.
Yeah, it seemed pretty tame. Hey, Sweepy. It's I watched the dub too. The British accents are a little thick with multiple C's. J Chip Show. I'm 666 chapters into One Piece. Of course you stopped there, by the way.
That's what the devil fruit's for, right?
Yeah. Oh, J Chip, I'm 1 episode into JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, whatever the fuck Part 1 is called, I forget.
Phantom Blood.
Okay, there we go. So there's that. I will continue. I will watch the other 8 episodes. As to everybody telling me that I'm going to get hooked, I don't know, man. I'm a pretty contrarian person, as you'll find out maybe tonight. I don't know. I'm rather weird, so maybe I won't like what everybody else likes. But then again, I know some people say like, "Oh, well, get to part 2." Well, I don't know, man. I finished Restaurant to Another World, says JJ.
I don't know why he's suffering through that.
Is it that bad?
I've never seen it, but I mean,
okay.
restaurant to Another World, like that sounds just like a terrible isekai, right?
Pretty much. Did you see Giga did a cool video recently where it was like it talked about Devil as a part-timer and it was like the reverse isekai. It's like
I saw it on my recommended, but I didn't actually watch it.
It was pretty cool. Devil as a part-timer, the reverse isekai.
I mean, that's pretty much what it is, right?
Yeah, it's actually good. I started Gungrave the other day. It's been pretty great so far. Oh my goodness, Sweet Pea, you have made my day. You've made my night, weekend, the whole thing, the whole fucking thing is now made because I love Gungrave, and nobody ever watched it. So, but it's really really good. Now I will warn you, second half, some things change. So I'll leave it at that. I guess it's just okay. Okay, J Chip, we're gonna have to put you in timeout. No, just kidding.
I believe he's talking about Restaurant to Another World. Not
all right. Well, okay. Well, that comment was dangerously close to the Gungrave comment, so that's a no dice. But so yeah, I watched episode 1 of JoJo's. Technically, I'm still watching Hakusho, but I didn't watch any this week, and I have not caught up with Vinland Saga or Dr. Stone. So I'm one episode behind on each. Both of which are really, really good. Kind of liking Dr. Stone more, which is interesting because I like the Vinland Saga manga so much, but I'm really liking Dr. Stone. Especially like those episodes like a couple weeks ago, the stuff with his dad.
With Byakuya.
With yeah, or that shit was really cool. But then I've been watching an American anime for the rest of the a whole whopping,
if that's what you want to call it,
a whopping 5 episodes. But before
wow, you actually made it through all of them.
Yeah.
I made it through 1.
All right. Have you watched anything else this week or read anything? Whatever.
Okay, so I don't remember the last time I was on here and actually said what I watched. Did I say that I finished Steins Gate Zero?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, so I finished Steins Gate Zero because it actually wasn't that bad.
I didn't finish it. So, like, do you understand why people didn't like it at the start?
Because Christina wasn't in it?
Okay, also the character, I hate how the character designs have changed.
They're like really that different, but you gotta recognize that it's a different world line, and it's like the complete opposite of what he wanted. So people are gonna act slightly different.
Hashtag not my Steins Gate. Okay,
because it's not the Steins Gate world line.
Good. Let me make a world line. Let me make my own anime where it's a Steins Gate world line, but they're all fucking flamingos, okay? And they all run around in circles chasing a piece of goddamn bread. And we can just say, oh, it's another world line.
So it wasn't as good as the original. I will agree with you there.
Okay.
I that's pretty apparent that it wasn't. But I thought it was still good.
You like Christina being in the phone? The computer, whatever she is.
That's a totally different character because that's Christina from before she died in the phone.
You like, oh my god, what the fuck is her name? That she, grew gigantic tits for some reason. Tuturu girl.
Oh, Mayuri.
I don't know, man. Gungrave is just good. Steins Gate Zero is just bad. Steins Gate Zero is terrible. Okay, I'm also being hyperbolous. It's not it's not awful, but it's just that was at a time when I had back-to-back watched some of that, and then what was it? Fooly Cooly
Alternative and Progressive. Whichever one
was first.
I watched one of the new Fooly Coolies, not the other one. I think I watched Alternative.
Whichever one was first is the one, and I was like that. I made a video that night called I don't even fucking remember. It was something about how they make fucking they don't let franchises die, because they don't. And then they turned it into some garbage. I'll say this: I enjoyed Steins Gate Zero more than Fooly Cooly Alternative for sure. Because at
least Steins Gate Zero, when you think about it, it actually has a place in the story. Back when, you know, Okabe opened his phone, he's like talking to the other him. There really needed to be nothing done with Fooly Cooly. Like, no, it was done at episode 6.
We needed more. I think it's just like that show is like to me, it's like a spit in the face of everything that Fooly Cooly is. To me, Fooly Cooly is this like fucking bombastic, crazy adventure that's not necessarily, to me, not supposed to all like fucking line up and make sense. It's supposed to be like that. And then they do this thing where they're like, oh, we're going to talk about Haruko's actual background a bit and some of the shit that, you know, shit that you don't need to talk about. Like, nobody was sitting here going like, man, I really wish we could get some Haruko backstory, man. With some fucking.
I watched the one with the girl that had like the cat ear headphones.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that's all I remember is that she had cat ear headphones.
And you wanted them. You watched Progressive made a video about why sequels suck. Did you watch Dusk Maiden of Amnesia yet? I have not started Dusk Maiden yet. I saw that it's only 13 episodes, so that is going to be a binge, sir. And by a binge,
Dusk Maiden's not a bad show.
It looks very interesting.
It's interesting. It's just, I would say it's pretty okay.
Is it bingeable, or am I going to not want to binge it?
It depends if you like the comedy in it, I think.
Okay. I wasn't expecting a ton of comedy with the sort of subject matter, but
it takes like a comedic approach to that idea, but it also knows how to stay serious when it needs to.
Okay.
Not that it executes that perfectly every time.
I do have to say, from the little bit of research that I've done, any imagery from the show, Teenage Miasma would have been very into Ghost Girl. I'm going to refer to her as Ghost Girl. Just like he would have been into Zombie Girl from Sankareya. It seems like at that time they were just, you know, hey, let's have Zombie Girl show, let's have Ghost Girl show, let's have Squid Girl show.
I mean, back in the day, we had, you know, High School of the Dead, right?
Oh yeah,
that covered a lot of stuff.
In the depths of the internet, there's a High School of the Dead review by back then not Miasma Senpai. Those of
Whatever you were back then.
Those of you with shovels deep enough will know what I'm talking about.
Was there a name before the previous name?
Yeah, it was just the name of the show. It was just like with the name of the channel. I think I just said, hey, this is blah blah blah.
This is blah blah blah.
And it was literally in the same room. It's just the camera was over here, and everything was on a laptop, and it was literally not even a composited video or anything. It was just straight fucking shot onto YouTube. So yeah, it's a fun time. I like to keep that semi-secret because there's one or two people that know of that channel. One of them might be.
Oh, it's a totally different channel.
Yeah. I was on even before Gyre Media. Yeah, it was a completely different channel. It's a channel that probably has like. Hold on. We're live here. I'm pretty sure I'm subbed to it still. Oh, by the way, the name is awful because in a search, the search engine, would be. The what the fuck's it called? Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. How many? Ooh, it had 40 subs.
Ooh.
Apparently. But yeah, there's that. We'll see. You know, maybe someday we'll reveal it. I'm pretty sure J-Chip from the J-Chip show knows what I'm talking about. Oh, hey, Osiris. YCS Hartford is confirmed today. By the way, happy Yu-Gi-Oh! Day, everybody. I forgot I'm wearing the shirt. Today is actually Yu-Gi-Oh! Day at a lot of local tournaments. Your boy came in 8th place and got a... Fuck, it's not in here. It's in the other room. I got a Dragon Maid Field Center today. And no, not 8th out of 8. 8th out of, like, I think 16, 14. And Osiris got 5th. So congrats to that guy. But that's cool that we're getting a YCS in Hartford. Maybe I will attend and finally start doing fucking deck profiles for once. But Miasma, do you have a TCG player affiliate link yet? No, I don't, but J-Chip does. J-Chip does, and he's never done a Yu-Gi-Oh video, I think, in his life. And they give you one. So now I'm going to start doing deck profiles, and then I'm going to immediately get a link, and I'll be getting money. I topped 8 with Endymion. Did you have Yu-Gi-Oh Day today, or just the locals? But congrats with that. Endymion is fucking Pendulum Magician, which is fucking degenerate trash. But just kidding, buddy. But how many things did you negate? Because that's what Pendulum Magicians do. But happy Yu-Gi-Oh Day, everybody. We'll move on from that. Okay, so you finished Steins Gate 0.
Right.
And your thoughts are that it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. But that was like the last thing I watched, if it's not like stuff that I'm catching up on, like Food Wars and Dr. Stone.
Okay. You haven't started Vinland yet, have you?
No, but I've been reading a shit ton of manga.
Of Vinland Saga manga or manga?
No, of manga.
Okay.
I don't know exactly when I started it. I said it on here maybe, I want to say a month or 2 ago, but I finished Naruto.
Okay. I know you were powering through it. I remember.
Yeah. I finished that, went into Naruto Gaiden, and now I'm caught up to Boruto.
Wow. Have you been in a fucking hyperbolic time chamber or doing nothing but reading manga?
And I'm also 100 chapters into Bleach now.
All right, warp me.
At least I'm not 666 chapters into One Piece, right?
Listen, we all know with J-Chip and the J-Chip Show's internet, there is nothing to do except...
That's actually like next on the list. Once I finish Bleach, it's going to be One Piece.
Oh my god. You should read more... you enjoyed Aku no Hana, so you should read Shuzo Oshimi's manga works. Because
that would require me to actually go and like find them. But there's this great Shonen Jump app that I have that I was gonna recommend to Justin, but he already uses it.
He probably has an affiliate link for it. He has Manga Reader. He has all that shit. J-Chip's swimming in fucking cash at this point. Yeah, apparently Osiris, it's really easy to get an affiliate link, because if they let, this dingus get one, just ask them if they said yes to me, they'll say yes to you. They probably, they will. Apparently it's that simple. All right, so you've been reading many of the shonen manga, but you should be reading Vinland Saga and Flowers of Evil.
And I'm caught up to Attack on Titan too.
Oh, hey, Killer Sushi. Attack on Titan, the manga. I have Don't people not like? Maybe I'm wrong about this, but don't people necessarily not like the manga, at least in its early parts? I thought that people preferred.
I wouldn't know, because after I finished watching season 3, I picked the manga up from where season 3 ends.
Okay. Hey, Killer Sushi. No, it's fine that you haven't been around forever. But it's good to see you again. It's always good to have people come back. 6 people watching tonight. Look at that. We're popping off. J-Chip's got an affiliate link. He'll start handing them out. Everybody gets one.
Yeah, Justin, just post it in chat.
Okay. So, tonight's topic is I had a tweet a while back. And because, me and my timeliness, this isn't, necessarily the newest thing on Earth. And my tweet, hold on, let me quote myself accurately. Not only are we looking up the old YouTube channel, we're looking up an old tweet from me. Man, if only I didn't tweet about so many dumb things. Okay. Back on October 8th.
Wow.
Your pal watched Primal. I meant episode 1. Watched Primal last night, and it was what I expected out of Tartakovsky, which is a complete disconnect from what I consider entertaining. Wow, I was a fucking hardo. I need dialogue, man. Visually, it was nice, and I like the concept, but I can't watch a story of a world without language. And we're here today to answer, does Miyazu Senpai still feel that way? Now, I have now completed the half of season 1 that's aired of Primal so far, because season 1 is confirmed to be 10 episodes, with the first 5 coming out this year, next 5 in 2020. I think early 2020, I would assume.
Odd release setup, but okay.
And they're going to be, I think, releasing those 5 episodes in like a movie form, or showcasing them, I think, at cons and stuff. So for those that don't know, a little background: Primal is Genndy. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing it right. Genndy Tartakovsky's newest project. Now, if that name does not sound familiar to you, he's a longtime Cartoon Network guy, Dexter's Lab, and Samurai Jack is the big one, but also Symbiotic Titan, which actually I think Symbiotic Titan is rather underrated. So everybody that says you just hate it because it's Tartakovsky, fuck you. And I don't think I've really mentioned it on here, but Samurai Jack and me also did not necessarily get along super well. I understand that it's a pretty beloved show. It has like a cult following, and it came back and people jerked off and, ran around their fucking houses jumping up and down about how they were finally going to get an ending to Samurai Jack, and they got it. Good for you guys. As an anime fan, I know what it's like to not have an ending to some shit that you like. But go ahead.
If you were a High School of the Dead manga fan, it would be even worse.
Yeah, it would be.
Because the manga didn't even end.
The manga is dead. All right, we've gone down to a dark place in this chat. Maybe he'll come back as a zombie. Oh, all right, we went there. I don't feel bad. The guy had girls dodging bullets with their tits.
How do you think he felt while drawing?
I think he felt pretty good. I think it's Samurai Jack is overrated. Okay, I'm glad somebody might agree with me. But it is. I think it's not necessarily me. I kind of feel bad for necessarily attacking Tartakovsky in a sense, because Dexter's Lab when I was a kid was okay. Didn't really like Samurai Jack. Symbiotic Titan, what I did see was kind of cool, but that's because it was more like Dexter's Lab. I think it seemed more toward a younger demographic at the time. But if you know nothing about the dude's style, he's just very much into something that I don't like. He seems to not like a lot of like dialogue and likes a lot of visual storytelling, which is okay. But it's to me, it's like I'm eating if we're going to get a pizza and you got these options. You can get your pepperoni, you can get your sausage, you can get your peppers, you can get your fucking garlic, onion, whatever the fuck you want. All right? Not every pizza necessarily needs everything. However, if you're just going to sit there and throw a cold piece of pizza in front of me with just cheese on it and the cheese isn't even that good, I'm sorry. I'm not going to like it nearly as much as the pizza with the fucking pepperoni and the sausage. Okay? You're going to give me a story with no goddamn dialogue? I get it. It's a fucking caveman. Cool. And a dinosaur. It's an interesting goddamn story. I'm getting ahead of myself. But even with Samurai...
I don't know if it's an interesting story.
We'll get to one second. Okay, how do you feel about Samurai Jack?
I never honestly finished it.
Okay.
And I only watched bits and pieces of it when I was younger.
Okay.
So I don't really have an opinion on Jack, though I do have an opinion about something with Primal that will reference Jack.
Okay. With Samurai Jack, same with you, except when the last season came out and everybody was kind of hyped about it, I tried to start it over again. And I think I did like 5 episodes and I just couldn't get into it, because while that show does have dialogue, it is like you could see, like, when Primal got announced, I was not surprised about how he was structuring this, just because of how it was always a complaint that I had about Samurai Jack, where you just have these episodes where, yes, it's really cool looking vector style animation. It's something that you don't see. Well, you don't really see it in anime, so it's an interesting way to make a show. I'm not saying his stuff is ugly per se, but it's appealing to look at. Some of the music's pretty cool. Aku, cool villain. Me and my villains. But it's kind of the same thing when I see like a Breaking Bad episode, and I see like 55 shots of like New Mexico landscape. Like, I don't need that. I don't need a wide shot of Jack walking through snow for fucking like 40 seconds. I understand, Genndy. He's walking in the winter. It's pretty. Okay? I get it. All right? It's fine. We get that. Samurai Jack was a cool concept, and I like the character Jack, but it's boring, and the last season was not good. I did not finish it, so I can't talk about its last season. But then Primal gets announced years later, well, like a little after the end of Samurai Jack. Primal is a series. Right now, 5 episodes have just aired, but he got it to be on Adult Swim. It is not a Cartoon Network series. It is Adult Swim series, and with that, obviously becomes a time slot. With that time slot comes a more mature show. And it certainly is. It's about a caveman. It's and a dinosaur who both go through a similar tragedy in terms of a predator and attempt to bond together to survive in this crazy world where there's a lot of fucking random, like, weird monsters, including dinosaurs, but including and not limited to dinosaurs and other weird cavemen people. Now, of course, I know, I'm not stupid. There's no language. There's no dialogue, mainly because there's no goddamn language. All right, that makes sense. All right, whatever. I kind of wish that there was like at least a narrator. I don't know. Maybe it would be too like Morgan Freeman, March of the Penguins-y. I don't know. And here we have Spear cooking a dead skunk. But yeah, so it's set up like that. There's not a whole lot of dialogue. It is very gory. It is very, especially toward the later episodes, especially the last episode 5, really amps it up. And I could see why it's on Adult Swim. I think it's cool conceptually that you have a guy that made, I'm going to use a term here. I'm going to say kid shows, and has gotten more mature. But in terms of its execution, I don't really like it.
So what I will say is that I like how you say he gets more mature, because it feels like that while his idea got more mature, that was the only thing that did.
Mm-hmm. The story's kind of like...
The story did not mature.
No, it sounds like something a fourth grader would write about I'm going to ride a dinosaur. It is very, very not set in any reality. Because a man makes a bond with a goddamn dinosaur.
What about the spear made of rock and wood?
It goes through anything. It goes through fucking anything. You only seen episode 1, right? You have.
Yeah,
oh
I'm
my
not watching
god!
It.
All right. He in episode 4, he fights these fucking giant bats that come out randomly during the red blood moon. Who knows why? Weird. There's no dialogue to fucking explain anything. So, these bat things come out. And their master, by the way, their mom is a giant spider. Yep. And he's being carried by one of these are like fucking man bat-sized bats. It's just fucking, and it's carrying him, and he has the spear, and he's always able to, like, at any angle, stab upwards, like, through the thing's skull. And I'm like, holy shit, what is this thing made out of? Is this fucking...
That was, when we were watching it earlier, that was literally what we asked.
What is that made out of?
And I remember making the comment, I was like, you know what? His sword is not unbelievably dull.
His sword is not unbelievably dull. But even dinosaurs were there.
I was like, there were no 12th or 13th century foreigners here, and they are not riding on dinosaurs. And then my girlfriend's like, but he's riding on a dinosaur.
Even dinosaurs are here. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh, my husband, what do you think of silent films? I haven't really, like, I don't know if I might not have seen any. Nor do I really have incredible interest to, like, delve into it. I think I'm maybe just too dumb. But it's just like, I'm kind of, like, picky about what I like for the most part.
Because you need dialogue.
I'm going to say an exception that I'm surprised, like, I mean, people just maybe don't pay attention to the lore of Miasma that much. Because I've mentioned this on the channel before, is that I rather like Angel's Egg. And if anybody's seen Angel's Egg, it has next to no dialogue, like, at all.
But that's limited dialogue. That's not straight up none.
Yeah. And that kind of saves it for me, in a sense. I mean, but it's still a really cool looking film, and I find it very interesting conceptually. And given the creator's background and everything, and but at least it does have some. So I guess that some dialogue is better than no dialogue in my take.
So,
it's just
I was thinking, even with Primal, just episode 1. I don't know if this happens later on, but they don't necessarily need dialogue, but there needs to be a way of communication.
Yeah.
Like, even if, like, he were to interact, like, obviously there's, like, when the little baby dinosaurs rub up against him or anything, okay, that's interaction, yes. But, like, I would have liked to see some stuff with his family before they died.
Yeah.
Instead of, he's fishing. And he walks home, and then his family's murdered.
Yeah.
At least we see the dinosaur feeding her kids.
Which, by the way, how do you not, like, expect that to happen? Why do you not just travel in a group? Why don't you all go hunting together? You live in a world...
it was only fish, right?
They live in a world with dinosaurs. He's not at all surprised that dinosaurs exist, by the way. And so, like, I don't know. And
I mean, how do you know he's not surprised? Because he doesn't say anything.
True, I mean, but...
And there's no inner thoughts going on.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, besides when he,
And I didn't see any cave drawings of dinosaurs when he went in the cave.
No, just his family that he
wiped away.
And then he goes to kill himself.
Yeah, so I want to talk about when he went to kill himself. From the moment that he cast the line, well, threw his spear in the water, more like it, in the beginning of the first episode, and the alligator or crocodile, whatever it was, that went up to bite him, I'm like, okay, so this is the kind of show this is going to be. Like, okay. So he goes to kill himself. I'm like, he's not going to jump. He's not even going to, like, try to jump and then stop himself.
It'd be pretty hard. It'd be pretty hard to have 5 episodes if the guy just killed himself.
Well, he could jump down and get caught on something, fail to kill himself, whatever.
What a double whammy.
That could happen, right? But I'm like, he's not even going to try. So he doesn't even try, right?
No, he looks in the sun and sees his family.
And
he also sees the baby from Teletubbies.
And then, so he goes into that cave with I'm going to call her the blue dinosaur, right?
Fang. It is commonplace that he is called Spear, and she is called Fang.
Okay,
even though they don't establish that.
The blue dinosaur.
Said blue dinosaur.
So he walks in the cave with the blue dinosaur and her babies, and he's like, "I'm gonna fight you because you're a dinosaur, right?" And then the red dinosaurs come out, and I'm like, "Okay, the red dinosaurs are the bad guys, the blue dinosaur is the good guy, because red and blue, right?"
Yeah.
And then they fight, right? And then the babies are killed, and I'm like, okay, they're gonna team up. They're gonna go in shared sorrow. That's what this story's gonna be about. And then what do you know? That's what happens in the end, right? You know, at the end of the first episode, that's exactly, they team up, blah blah blah. They go on their journey together. I want to applaud him for very surprising writing, you know, very unpredictable.
Yeah.
You know, because that's not what that was. Again, a fourth grader could have probably wrote that.
Probably. I think the dynamic is sort of like, I get you, like, past episode 1, like, I get interested in, like, how is the relationship going to work, which they do delve into right in episode 2. Episode 2, he's trying to continue it. There's several scenes where he is trying to hunt food, and it takes him, obviously, because he's a fucking human with a spear, it takes him a long time to get food, and then when he does, the dinosaur comes up and eats it. Several times.
Okay.
And they go through this ordeal with this snake thing, and then they trust each other, because the dinosaur can now understand the sense of trust, apparently. But neither of them understand. We live in a world where dinosaurs can understand trust and friendship, but no one knows language, or thought.
I mean, this is a world where a stone spear can go through the skull and not break, right? And all the skin of a dinosaur.
Pretty much. And there's giant bat demon things and a giant spider. And by the way, I want to go back to, like, what you mentioned in episode 1. Because what I was saying is, like, why did he leave his family alone? Episode 1, literally the first scene where he's going fishing, and then you mentioned the alligator, crocodile, whatever thing. That is establishing that this is a fucking dangerous world.
Yeah. That's exactly what it's doing.
So, why leave your family alone? Oh, I guess we are boomers for not liking this. You don't...
What did somebody say? Okay, boomer?
I said, okay, boomer. Y'all need to get a last seat. Sorry, Primal fan 101.
I'm sorry. The correct reply to okay, boomer is okay, zoomer.
Oh, sorry. I'm not young enough. Thanks, View. Awesome. But okay, so they're established that it's just something that I noticed that was sort of weird. Was like he establishes that this is some dangerous world, and then the caveman or spear walked right into it. And you know his family gets gobbled up. It was interesting, you know. It's and this is weird because I've watched a whole bunch of gory anime before. But a small part of me was still, and I knew that, like, in my head, I knew this was an Adult Swim series. Were you at all, like, surprised about how much they actually show, like, of, like, I guess there's less in episode 1, but, like, the extent to which that the violence actually goes?
Not really, because I was thinking, okay, so this is obviously intended for an older audience. That's very clear what he's going for, because of the fact that it's a silent series. I don't see, like, a child or even a younger teenager sitting through a silent series and enjoying it, at least regularly. Like, there might be some random kids that might, but in general, no. But I'm not surprised, because he was intending at least it seems he was intending it for a much older audience, so he didn't really have to shy away from blood or gore or any of that.
Which is fine. Like, I love gory shit, so it's fine. I like, you actually see the kids. Well, you see, like what is it called? Silhouette of the kids getting eaten in the mob. When the dinosaur kids get eaten, he has no problem showing them getting slurped up and then blood coming down.
Right.
But what do you guys think of characters like Jason and Michael Myers? I don't talk about it personally, find them interesting. That's a little different because they're in a film that
actually establishes who they are, what, and all that.
It's also like a slasher movie, so it's not something like I necessarily take seriously. Okay, one of my favorite video game series of all time is Halo. Okay, Master Chief barely fucking talks, and when he does, it's always a corny one-liner. Sir, finishing this fight. Which the fight's not finished, so I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Thanks 343. But I do enjoy Halloween and Friday the 13th films. They are what they are, but this was something that like I knew that this is going to be popular. Anything that I've looked up about this, people were like jerking off to it on YouTube and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't know if people are just, maybe looking for clicks or something like that, but the only negative I've seen is with episode 5. And episode 5 gets weird. Like I said, in episode 4, we get the Blood Moon Batman. Episode 5, we get a tribe of ape men that are they're having like a gladiator type battle tournament thing that that Spear gets like involved in. I forget how. He gets in there, and then and the dinosaur too. And then when the dinosaur is about to fight the king ape guy, he drinks this elixir that turns him into like a werewolf thing, like a were-gorilla. And he gets huge, and he starts beating the shit out of the dinosaur. Then the caveman drinks the same elixir and turns into a giant were-caveman. And starts to beat the shit out of, and he kills the fucking gorilla guy, and then he proceeds to slaughter all of the monkey people. And it shows it all. He fucking... They animate, they have him zoom in, or it slows down the punch. He'll punch one of them in the head, and its fucking skull will pierce through its skin and come popping out, and they animated it all. It'd be a fucking badass AMV. If you're looking to start your AMV career, I don't know how easy it is to obtain or keep on YouTube the Primal clips. Probably not that easy. But try it out. Get some fucking metal music and have that final fight scene. And then, since I know you're not going to finish it, at this stage in episode 5, the Fang is all beat up by the gorilla. Spear has killed all of the fucking monkey people, and we don't know if Fang is alive. And that's about it. It has a very repetitive nature to it, where it is literally like people would say Monster of the Week. It is literally just
they meet a new thing, have to fight the thing.
Pretty much. Episode 2 is snakes. Episode 3 is mammoths. Episode 4 is Batman and a spider. And then 5 is the ape men. 2 is a little more about, it has the snakes, but it's also like the first half of it is them trying to like actually live together, because fucking the dinosaur keeps eating all the goddamn food. He starts eating bugs, the caveman guy, because it's the one thing that the dinosaur won't take. There's a little bit of humor with that, but it didn't actually like, I mean, it might have gotten like a tisk kind of laugh, but would I recommend people to watch Primal? I would say no. I personally don't like stuff like this. I would say I mean, I don't know. If you like visual storytelling, there's probably much better things that I haven't even seen. I would assume that Samurai Jack probably even does a better job at it than this, because at least that's an interesting sort of saga. Whereas this is a story in loose terms. This is just two not interesting characters with a common background. That's all it is.
It felt like if you, just from watching episode 1, like if you just extended episode 1, like maybe another 10 minutes to see how their life would have ended, that's all it needed to be, and it could have been a short film.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder if people are shipping them on the internet.
Oh, I'm sure they are.
Maybe they're gonna bang and have it's Tartakovsky trying to explain evolution. We're gonna get a reptile. We're gonna get Reptar.
So the message to take away from it is Spear is God, right?
Pretty much. He fucking rips shit in half and stabs through everything, but he couldn't save his family. Too bad his family wasn't all superhuman.
That's all the more reason that they should have traveled with him, because of how strong he is.
Yeah, no, wait, you didn't like how they just hung out in the grass, wherever they were, just outside, just sitting there?
They should have just picked a different cave.
They should just stayed inside of any cave. How about you don't, when there's dinosaurs out, even dinosaurs, even the guy at Garzy's wing knew that even dinosaurs are here. Yeah, he assumed that they had bows and arrows, but
the fact that we're turning around and saying that Garzy's wing did this better.
Garzy's wing is way better than Primal. Let's be real. Genndy and Tartakovsky cannot make Garzy's wing. Oh my god. I don't give a shit what budget he has.
He just needs a pool party class reunion.
You are so easygoing. Oh, except this is a Tartakovsky piece, so the dialogue would just be like this. Isn't that entertaining, everybody? Some of the music's okay. But it's just all music. I think that's my brain, just thinking any sound is better than none. But yeah, it was. I don't think I would recommend it. I don't think I'm gonna assume. I guess you probably wouldn't.
I wouldn't. No.
I just think, and I thought I might be in a minority here with maybe me. I thought, because I feel like I whine about this series, especially when I did that tweet. It's just well, maybe some people like this kind of thing. So that's kind of made me want to revisit it.
I mean, I can see why people like it, because it's violent, right? It's violent, it's bloody, it's gory. What else are
you can watch Devilman, and that's also,
you could also watch Devilman, which has a way better story than this. But think about the people watching Adult Swim.
They can watch Super Jail.
I'm just saying that the vast majority of people probably actually don't fall into his intended audience for this.
What was his intended audience for this?
That's a good question, because I feel like he was going for a much older crowd. Just his the writing of the story didn't go up to that. But I feel like you fall into the general Adult Swim crowd, which is just slightly older kids staying up later.
Yeah. Who aren't watching cable. Let's be real. Yeah. But yeah, I can see that. That's a weird place to aim. That is a small.
I think it's sad when I was just talking about this before I got on with you, but I think it's sad that when you have this big name person, right? and putting a show out on Cartoon Network where honestly I didn't think the production quality was that great either. Like there were some janky moments here and there.
Yeah.
But then you have the internet making a pilot episode like Has Been Hotel, which blew everything this did out of the water.
Thank you. I'm so glad you mentioned that. Comparatively to Has Been Hotel, yes, Has Been Hotel, in my opinion, is far superior to this.
Yeah,
way more entertaining.
I had my issues with that, but in comparison, that is like gold compared to Primal.
Yeah. And sadly, we know we're definitely getting more Primal. As for more Has Been, we don't know. It's still up in the air. And I wonder, like, I think, a lot of it is the guy's name going into this. I feel like that's, he's had successes in the past, so obviously Cartoon Network's going to go ahead, or Adult Swim, whatever. He's going to go in.
I mean, you know what? He's had successes in the past, and I don't know too much about Jack, but I enjoyed Dexter as a kid. Dexter's Lab, even looking back on it, I think it's still a really decent show.
Yeah.
This might just be one of those things where, it didn't work out the way he wanted it to. He made a bad thing. He'll move on. He'll make something else in the future that might be better. Not everybody that's got a big name and makes good stuff is going to make everything good. You're going to have your piles of shit.
I would watch if he went to go do an actual mature series that actually had dialogue and characters. I wouldn't mind giving that a shot. This is because it's what I did. Okay, if there's anything I did like about it, I like the gore. I like the way some of the gore looks. Like the gore in episode 5 is fucking nuts. There are janky parts of animation, but it's also and I'm not an animator. I just know this term because I dug into the guy. It's called vector animation, apparently. That's how Jack was done. So it looks different than a lot of stuff. If you look up images of the show, it looks, different than anime you're going to see, and I think a lot of Western animation that you're going to see. So I think that that's cool. It's certainly not ugly. I'd rather watch it than a lot of Studio Trigger stuff. But it's kind of like, what it's like? It's kind of like I compared it to the pizza earlier. This is almost like I feel like I'm an English teacher, and a guy just handed me his first draft of an essay, and I really don't like it, and I want him to make a lot of changes and get back to me. So you have this cool Primal idea, all right? That's fine. Give me a different setting there, Mr. Genndy. And give me a different setting. Give me characters that can actually talk. Give me a story. Give me something to attach to. Give me a reason to care about either character if they fucking die. By the way, episode 5, if the dinosaur's fucking dead, I don't give a shit. I've seen every episode. I don't give a fuck. All of its family's dead. It has no attachment to the world. It kept taking the guy's fucking food. Fuck that dinosaur. But no. It's just I don't know. It's missing on a lot of factors for me. And, but, people are going to jerk it off. I'm sure it's going to win some kind of fucking festival award or some shit, and Has Been Hotel might end up forgotten.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But that's right. I never got to talk to you about Has Been. I like Has Been. I want more Has Been. Hashtag give me some more Has Been. But and less Primal. But yeah. So that's our thoughts on Genndy Tartakovsky's Primal, guys. If you're watching this in the future, please comment down below what you guys think of the show. Are we boomers that need to get a life? Probably. But yeah, let me know down below what is in what other Western animations do you guys like out there? Because this almost reminded me of something there was a Korgoth of Barbaria was a pilot that only had one episode, and it was kind of cool. It was almost like It's kind of what I wish Primal would be. It was like this like medieval kind of like a very violent show about this barbarian dude who kills a bunch of monsters and literally fucks bitches. But you know, and I only had one episode, and I recommend people checking that out on YouTube. If you liked Primal, if you didn't like Primal, still check out Korgoth Barbaria. I want to say Tartakovsky might have worked on that as well. I might be wrong. But if you do have other Western animations that you like, please let me know down below what they would be. Please check out Dread and J-Chip's channels as well. And if you feel like it, check out Patreon, because at some point I'll be uploading more content. Maybe some Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile so I can get an affiliate link. But thanks everybody so much for coming. And we will see you next time. See ya.
See ya.